Oh, hey, it's me, Ed Peterson.
Oh, hi, Ed. It's me, John Kiltica.
How's it going, John?
It's going pretty good. It's Sunday.
It's Sunday. We're recording in beautiful West Seattle.
Yes.
It's the High Gain podcast. We talk about guitars. We talk about 80s era. That's probably an 80s banger, right?
87, this one.
87, that's a good year.
Yeah.
I think that's a decent year. A Hamer, and it's kind of goldy coppery.
Yeah.
Right?
It's metallic copper.
Okay, that's cool. We talk about guitars, so it's good that you've got one. Is that an OG Floyd Rose on that thing?
It is.
Okay.
And I realized something.
Yeah.
If you put on enough dirt,
oh, sure,
you can make the Weedly
pinchy harmonics
sound anywhere. Well, you know.
Metally, like solos and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what we do over here. Yeah. I kind of like the pickup configuration. I kind of like that it's offset. What could that possibly do? What kind of better harmonics could you get by having the bridge just like 4 degrees off center?
None.
Yeah.
The reason that would have originally been done is because the pole pieces don't quite line up with the strings. So you angle the pickup to get them to line up better.
I see.
By the time this was made, I don't know if they were doing it for that reason or if it was just cooler.
Uh-huh. And it's Steve Stevens.
Yes, this is a Hamer SS2 Steve Stevens 2 model.
Steve Stevens 2. Okay.
Yes, the original one was just the Steve Stevens 1, and the original before that was the Steve Stevens designed prototype. Prototype being the name of an actual Hamer model.
Oh, funny.
Yeah.
Weird.
The prototype. Yeah.
The prototype, and it's a production model.
Exactly.
That's very good. Beverages. What were some of those chords? Yeah, like what's that thing?
It's a G6.
G6. Okay. That's got a weird... Yeah, and then what was the...
F sharp minor 7th.
Hell yeah.
E major.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. I got black coffee in a crow mug.
Yes.
And, you know, it's Sunday... So I've got a Huel.
Is that Huel container clear plastic or is it tinted?
It's clear.
Because the color of your beverage today looks more gray than green.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I put in the green.
Uh-huh.
I also put in about a pint of raspberries, and it's strawberry protein powder. So maybe kind of the off-white protein with the green and then the red. I don't know. This is what you get.
Dark gray.
Looks good, right?
Oh, fantastic.
It should be pretty good. I'm stoked. What about you?
I have coffee also.
What mug is that?
2-rock amplification mug.
That is a good-looking mug.
It's a solid mug. I don't feel like this mug will break anytime soon. And I have some sugar-free pink lemonade.
Lovely. Okay. Steve would love that.
That was suspenseful music because we do have an announcement.
Uh-oh. What's that?
As we record this is episode 348.
Okay. 7 years.
We will be ending the High Gain podcast.
John, the people are freaking out. No more of that? No more of those sick wheedly-wheedlies?
The sick metal riffs?
Yeah.
People have gotten used to me just shredding it up.
Every Wednesday morning they wake up and like it's Christmas once a week. What are they going to do, John?
Well, fortunately, we are ending on an even note.
Okay, so not today's.
Not today's.
Which is even.
Not next week's.
That's odd.
but the following week,
Okay.
episode 350.
Oh,
We're ending on an even 350.
350. That seems like a good run. Weekly, that seems pretty good. Your appendix, did we miss 1 week?
No, I got it out late, but
Late.
it got out.
God, grinding over here.
Appendix be damned.
They gotta have it.
But wait, guys.
Oh,
What about the community? Well, the Instagram will remain a source for all kinds of different pictures of guitars and guitar-related things.
sure.
Our Discord channel will still be a place to talk guitars and such.
Yeah, there's always another guitar. Even when you think you've done them all, you have not. And we have the resource of Uncle Frank letting us take anything we want. Amazing. Shout out Thunder Road Guitars.
ThunderRoadGuitars.com.
That's the place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's that. But until such a time as episode 350 comes, we got guitars to talk about.
Yeah. Steve Stevens. I don't know a ton about him outside of Billy Idol's guitar player.
Yeah, he was born in 1959 in New York City.
That is maybe younger than I would have thought.
Yeah.
So he was super young.
Yeah, born Stephen Bruce Schneider.
Okay.
Later to become Steve Stevens. I think we should all just do that. I think you should be Pete Peterson. I'll be John Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not realize that Steve Stevens,
Tell me about Steve Stevens.
he did the Top Gun theme.
Yes, he won a Grammy for that.
Yeah.
And there was a video for that where he's playing the theme and Harold Faltermeyer is playing piano. In that video, Ed,
Yeah.
Steve Stevens is playing this guitar.
That's sick.
He's playing a copper metallic SS2, this very guitar.
Yeah. He played for Michael Jackson. What song did he do? Do you remember?
No.
Yeah. Michael Jackson. Dirty Diana.
Is he the hair dude that was in Crossroads, or is that a different hair dude?
That's a different hair dude. That is,
Steve Vai?
yes, the other Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Hamer, is this a USA? It's got to be.
Yes.
Right?
This is USA. Copyright 1984, which is when it was designed.
Mm.
And the copyright goes to Steve Stevens and Hamer Inc.
Funny.
Low serial number on this thing, too, and it's in great shape. It has 2 pickups, a single coil in the neck, a humbucker in the bridge.
Yep. Any weirdness to it? Any pushy-pulley nonsense?
No, none of that.
Yep.
Maybe I'll just clean that up a little. I'm in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
If I go bridge and his trebly, not so bad. And then if I go as necky.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
That sounds great. What kind of pickups are those?
I think they're DiMarzio's.
Okay.
And this is both pickups.
Yeah.
If I go back up to that neck and put a little more treble into it, it really sounds kind of like a Strat.
I'm kind of trying to remember contemporary Hamer dudes. So this is 84.
Well, I think I can help you with that.
Okay.
Maybe we should do the briefest of refreshers on Hamer.
Okay, yeah.
Hamer started out of the guitar store called Northern Prairie Music.
Yep.
All the way back in 1973. This was in Illinois.
Yeah.
It was one of the earliest vintage guitar shops. Before I think there was even a market called vintage.
Yeah, right. I think at that point, people realized that Les Pauls were collectible.
That was beginning to dawn on people.
Yeah, some of that is because there was that period where they stopped making them. right? And then people
Yes.
are like, oh, we want that thing.
Right.
And that kind of maybe is the beginning of some of that vintage.
1973, you see a 1963 like Jaguar.
Yep.
Well, who cares?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Back
Yeah.
then, like-
Yeah. Absolutely. 73? People knew the pre-CBS thing, so even there, maybe a little bit. Oh, well, the guitar in the guitar store that's brand new weighs like 11 pounds.
Right.
Or I could get a pre-CBS, right, that weighs less and costs half.
Well, even post. Think of the post CBS stuff that we think is pretty cool today, like maybe like a 1967 Telecaster.
Yeah.
It's like, well, at that point, that's only 6 years old.
Yeah, for sure. Some of it's probably the affordability factor of some of the stuff I own, but I actually kind of like Norlin era Gibsons and the 70s era Fenders. The Tele that I play a ton is a 73.
I think those things are being seen a lot differently these days.
Yeah.
It used to be like, oh, the shitty Norlin era or the shitty CBS era. That's not to say quality and quality control weren't at a low
Shaky.
point. It doesn't mean they didn't make good instruments generally.
Right.
And I think more people these days are starting to realize that.
Yeah.
So these guys, Paul Hamer and Joel Danzig,
No relation.
no relation, spelled differently. So they were one of the earliest vintage guitar shops, and they would take in what was then mostly called used, and they'd repair them and restore them and get them working again, and they became known as those guys.
Right.
They got so good at it that touring bands that were going through the area, Chicago,
Right.
knew about these guys and would stop in and make requests. Can you fix this thing I'm on the road with? Or eventually, can you just make me another one? Can you make me one like this, but better?
Right.
So they started doing that, and they had a few early designs that they did for people. They had what they called the Standard, and
Okay.
it was an Explorer shape.
Perfect.
The Vector was a V shape, and the Sunburst was like a Les Paul Jr. And it was interesting that they would call it a Sunburst because it came in many different colors, including black. Probably confused the hell out of a lot of people.
Yeah, the model is the prototype and it's the production model. Yeah, they got some non-standard naming conventions over there at Hamer. Outside the box,
Yeah.
those guys.
Yeah, I'm calling about the Sunburst. Is it a dark Sunburst or light Sunburst? What kind of tone is it? Oh, it's black. No, I'm calling about the Sunburst. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Were Hamer involved in Gibson lawsuit business back then?
They weren't.
Okay.
I've got to think at this point, they weren't really incorporated as Hamer guitars, and they were doing such small numbers that maybe they were off the radar.
Yeah. Later, it's like, oh, the Explorer shape. We own that, right?
That's right. And the Les Paul shape, all the way up to current day, where Gibson has filed that cease and desist against Trump for the Trump guitars being the same shape as the Les Paul.
That guitar.
So if you haven't gotten your Trump Les Paul shaped guitar yet, you might not be able to. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. Ed.
Right. If it weren't the $19,000 price tag, I'd probably be first in line.
Of course.
Beautiful. Where is that thing made?
China. At this point, early 70s, they were one of the first, if not the first, I'm not quite clear on that, to make a 12-string bass. And that was for Tom Peterson of Cheap Trick.
Yeah, Cheap Trick were big Hamer boys.
And they're Illinois guys. So they lived in the neighborhood. They've been fans of Hamer since day one.
Yeah. Jeff Ament.
Jeff Ament loves those guitars.
The one he plays, is it a Hamer?
He has one that is a Hamer. Yeah.
Okay.
By 74, they're taking out ads in small magazines. And by 75, that touring band business that they're doing,
Yeah.
word of mouth has traveled. They're making guitars at that point for Kiss, for Bad Company,
Hell yeah.
for Def Leppard, for Judas Priest.
The biggies.
Yeah,
Those are the biggies.
Ooh, I can't wait till we get to Chicago. I got to go see that Hamer guy. And with that wind in their sails, by 76, they incorporate. That's when they become Hamer guitars.
Yep.
So the first official Hamer guitars production model was that Sunburst.
The Black Sunburst.
Yeah, the Black Sunburst.
Love it.
That original run of the Sunburst was discontinued in 83.
Okay.
And that's when our man Steve Stevens comes into the picture
Hell yeah.
and starts working with the Hamer boys on the design that was called the Steve Stevens prototype.
Yeah.
You could get at that point a prototype or a SS prototype. But that was only for like 1 year, and then they just full on renamed it the Steve Stevens model.
And at that point, he was Billy Idol guy.
Yes.
If you had to throw Billy Idol into a class of music, like White Wedding and stuff.
In my high school years, when I listened to a lot of Generation X,
Right.
I would have called it punk.
Right. But look at the albums that Steve Stevens is on, not the Generation X stuff.
I wouldn't call that punk.
No, not at all. And I feel like he was kind of riding that, but then Steve Stevens, he looks and sounds and plays more like the virtuoso, big hair rock guy.
Yeah. The glam guy.
The glam guy,
Yeah.
but metal glam. And so Billy Idol, I think he was still trying to present as punk, and that is not punk.
But man, did that work for him.
For sure.
And so when this comes out,
Uh-huh.
the original run is the SS, often called the SS1, and this one is in SS2. Basically different appointments. Our example's in 87.
Yeah.
It came in tons of different colors
I like this one. I like this color.
because it was in the Top Gun video. That's why. That's why I like it.
Yep. I picture Steve Stevens playing guitar with maybe something very flowy and roby.
Yeah. Iridescent, shiny top and the tight pants, and his hair was like 8 feet high.
Yeah, and I picture probably there was a fan going, blowing on it.
Probably. They're like in an airplane hangar, so it's dark
Sick.
and the floor is wet. This is a slidey guitar.
Yeah,
It
right.
keeps sliding down in my lap.
Yeah,
It's very slippery.
it's a slick boy.
Yeah.
Man, that last episode, that 350 episode, what guitar should we do?
We've got a couple of weeks to think about what should it be. So viewers,
Yeah, like this episode comes out, there's still runway.
that's right.
There's still runway to drop some thoughts.
If people want to get in touch, DM us, whatever. If you have
Yep.
questions, thoughts,
Yeah. Q&A time.
the 350 Q&A.
Yeah. For sure, that'd be great. That would actually be fun.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun. This one has inlays, crown inlays. They're not dot inlays, but there's no binding on the neck.
It's very clean. It's a clean guitar. It's simple. There's no pick guard. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's a set neck. It plays really well. It's kind of strange that the pickup selector is behind the bridge. I mean, it's out of the way, and the only thing that's within reach is your volume.
I like the out of the wayness. Yeah.
It's kind of nice. As far as those hair metal era guitars are concerned, I think I like the simpler ones.
Yeah, for sure. Heavily leans into that super stratty thing.
I should mention that it has 22 frets.
Uh-huh. Nailed it.
Okay, well, so Ed,
Mm-hmm.
you are intrigued.
Yeah.
You want to go back. You've gotten in, the hatch is closed. Oh! Maybe you're in Chicago. Maybe you are at Ground Zero in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
You want one of these.
Mm-hmm.
1987 Steve Stevens signature SS2 by Hammer in the same color
Yeah.
from Top Gun.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
You go in somewhere and you say, hey, that Top Gun video, I want that guitar.
Yeah.
What are you paying in Top Gun dollars?
Top Gun dollars.
Yeah.
I think this thing was expensive. I imagine these were expensive guitars.
Yeah.
$13.49.
You know, you are just on it. It was $1,400.
I bet you could get it for $13.49.
Yeah. You could be like, look, $13.49,
That's all I got.
or I'm not fixing that window.
The smash and grab window.
Yeah.
Yeah. So $1,400.
Yeah.
Today dollars, is that like 36?
It's $38.88.
God damn it, Ed. So good at this game. 7 years in, you hone some skills. And my guess is it is beating inflation.
Not particularly.
It's not a $4,000 guitar.
This example you can get for like $2,200, $2,300.
Really?
As I mentioned, there were different appointments and different feature sets depending on
Wow.
the year and the appointments.
Not even close to beating inflation.
I'm sure there are some like super duper special bound extra pickups and switches
Wow.
and that are a whole different thing.
I'm pretty surprised it's not a more collectible
Yeah, the Top Gun guitar.
Come on. How many people know who Steve Stevens is?
I think Top Gun is timeless.
I've watched Top Gun
It's ageless.
more than I would care to admit to. And when I think Top Gun, I think jet airplanes. I think Tom Cruise being fucking hella cool. I think Goose, getting brained in the ejector. Oh, R.I.P. the Goose Man. He takes it to the dome, ejecting. Tom Cruise flying upside down over the MiG, flipping him the bird.
Yeah.
Cold War.
What's up, Ivan?
Steve Stevens. That is not what I think of with Top Gun. And that's probably on me. That's probably my bad.
It probably is.
You throw Top Gun on, and you're just like, man, this is the best Steve Stevens movie.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta try it. Try and decide. Is it hello or goodbye? Buy or deny?
Well, Ed, I'm not going to put words in your mouth,
No.
but it seems to me
Yeah.
that an aficionado of the Top Gun movie franchise, such as yourself,
Yes.
needs to have a Hamer Steve Stevens SS2 in his collection.
Yeah. Yeah.
Buy or deny?
Go first.
Deny.
Oh, my God.
For me,
Yeah.
it's too expensive.
Really? At $2,200?
Well, for me, the hair genre guitars,
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't say are a curiosity and I wouldn't say are toys, but they are fun in a way that I'm not paying $2,200 for.
Yeah.
Serious hair guy has those chops,
Sure.
then this is probably a buy for you.
I don't have those chops.
You're looking at it from the filmmaker
I'm
lens.
from the Tony Scott, Steve Stevens collab.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I was really hoping this was going to be the weirdo double buy. I kind of had a feeling you were going to go buy, and I was going to be pretty stoked. And you threw the deny at me. I think it's cool, and I think, yeah, $2,200 is a lot, but the thing looks like it could be brand new.
It's an amazing shape, that's for sure. Well, we're going to take pictures of this.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll put them up there.
Up there on the Instagram.
On the Instagram.
That ain't going away.
That ain't going away.
Nope.
Yep. And we are still, as of this episode, hanging with our pals over there at the Ruinous Media Network of music-related podcasts.
Grinded that one out.
Yeah,
You got it.
Yeah, a couple sparks were flying there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going to need to have a sit down with those folks over there at the Ruinous Media Network of music-related podcasts.
Yes.
Because there's a chance this episode releases and this is the first they're hearing of it.
I will make sure they hear about it before this episode drops. In fact, I should just say, yeah, we had a great talk with them.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, good. Good. They're totally chill.
So let's come back for episode 349.
Oh, can't wait. Cannot wait.
All right.
All right, talk to you later.
All right, later.